What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Sui'S price is pulling back quite a good bit, leaving a lot of investors wondering what is going on, should we be concerned, and much more. So I'm going to try my best to answer those questions for you today. So let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into it. Now, don't forget, if you do want to trade a little Sui yourself, you can use that link to BTCC down below to trade it on up to 50x leverage and other cryptos on up to 500x leverage, which I highly recommend you don't use 500x leverage. If you do use that link specifically down below, though, you are going to get a 10% bonus on first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000. This means that, for example, you deposit $2,000, they're going to give you $200 on the spot in order to start trading. You turn that to, say, $600, $700, $800, boom. All that profit you just generated is completely for you. You can withdraw it, you can reinvest it, you can do whatever you want with it, no strings attached. And the craziest thing about it is this is the best deal that I've put together since 2021, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to have it. So if that does interest you, go check that out down below. I do 30 to 40% of my trading on BTCC on a daily basis, so feel free to go check that out down below, and please go take advantage of that deposit bonus because it is very, very good. Now, looking at Sui, okay, let me give you a little bit of context as to where Sui has been so you can get an idea of what we're talking about today. So what we're going to be focusing on, and what we have been focusing on more, is the fact that Sui's price has, of course, gone absolutely nuts. We obviously saw the back test. We flipped that major point of resistance into support. We used that support to push towards the upside. Not only did we surpass that previous high back here, but we hit a full-blown Fibonacci extension, pushing up towards the 1.272 Fibonacci extension level, surpassing that level, going all the way up to the $4 mark before inevitably getting rejected to the downside. And the whole entire time that Sui, and guys, I know it's Sui, but saying Sui is so much easier. So seeing that Sui, of course, this price was pushing upwards, I was telling you guys every single day, hey, listen, some sort of pullback, some sort of cool down is going to happen at some point. But what's beautiful about it is the fact that we've been putting in all of this liquidity. All this liquidity is going to help us be sustainable during that pullback. And I've told you all consistently that I think what we're going to see from Sui is that its price is going to backtest, create a higher low somewhere, and then try to use that higher low to continue upwards. And so I've been updating you about Sui's progress as to what's been going on, and I want to further add on to that today because we are starting to get some even clearer signs. Now, if anything I say in this video gets confusing, hard to understand, or anything, I will let you know. There is a beginner's guide to technical analysis available down below. I'll tell you about it at the very end of the video, but it's 30 minutes long. It has 17 pages and a couple cheat sheets that are going to allow you to fully understand all the basics of technical analysis. And if you are a little bit more advanced, I have a couple more things releasing for you, like workshops and classes, all available in the Discord for you. So of course, I'll tell you about that at the end of the video, so do stick around for that. So let's talk about where we are now. Okay, so if we go to the 4-hour charts, what you can see is that Sui actually did lose that $3.35 level, which is something I hoped it wouldn't do, right? What I really wanted to see was that Sui would be able to flip this big old point of resistance into support and then use that support to continue upwards. But quite frankly, the amount of pullback it would take, this size pullback isn't really enough. Usually for something like Sui, we're looking at 20-30% corrections for real pullbacks and real resets, and that just wasn't enough. And so what we can see is that Sui's price has now pulled back and has continued further down into this parallel channel that we've been talking about. Now, the fact that we did get this low right here did seal the deal and solidify my thought process that this is a corrective channel that we will eventually break to the outside of. I do think there will be a point in time in which Sui tries to use the support here to break upwards and try to open that door into a continuation to the upside. And so as a result of that, I've actually started to kind of organize and systemize some purchases around this level, expecting that to happen. So what we can see here is if I actually go back to the Discord, you can see what I'm talking about. Here we go. You can see earlier today I just did a tiny dollar cost average on Sui due to it being in the bottom 25% of the descending channel. So my current strategy is I've created fourths basically. So this is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4 of this descending channel. And anytime we see Sui in this bottom 25% going forward, I will be doing a little bit of accumulating. The reason being is because if you look, every time you enter into the bottom 25% of these descending channels, you have a good chance of pushing towards the upside. And although Sui could continue for quite a while and those purchases I'm making are negative, I think when the time comes that Sui does go for that breakout to the upside, a lot of those purchases are going to go positive very fast. So this is a way for me to kind of systematically dollar cost average and buy a little bit of Sui without getting really stressed out or without taking any big risks. Just buy at the bottom side of a descending structure and wait for that descending structure to break to the upside, because when it does, a lot of those are going to end up in the profit. Now, I guess there is a risk that Sui does lose this support, but it's so difficult, guys. I mean, the trajectory of this thing is just so downwards that it would be incredibly hard for it to lose support here exit this channel and then never break back above it. And so in my opinion, yeah, if we come back down under this bad boy, I'll do even more buying while we're below this descending channel, because I know we won't be there long before it does inevitably try to break through the top side of that channel. And so that's my current game plan with SUI. Real short, real simple, real easy. I'm accumulating in the bottom 25% of this bad boy, and I'm just letting it play out. We're seeing a lot of things going good right now. You look at the 4-hour RSI from SUI. It is currently at the lowest spot that has been in since November 3rd. The last time we were this low, we saw SUI at $1.70, $1.80 before going up 100+%. And so a lot of these resets that we're hoping for are happening. A lot of the cool downs that we're hoping for are happening. And I know there are some things going on fundamentally with this total supply having some unlocks, but I don't think it's substantial enough to really have a major impact. And I think this is just a macro cool down, pullback, reset, whatever you want to call it. So my strategy will remain to do some purchasing within the bottom 25% of this channel. And inevitably, I do think we will break to the upside. From there, I will, of course, take the next plays, maybe some long trades and things like that. So that's the strategy. Just bought a little bit there. And yeah, we're just going to kind of focus on that for now. Now, as I did mention before, if you do want a little bit, to elevate right within the world of crypto and you're a beginner, I highly recommend you go check out the link down below. Look, it's going to bring you to my Patreon, and for $5 a month, what you're going to do is get access to the following. You're going to get Insights with Tyler, which is going to allow you to see the things that I am buying and selling every now and then. Not everything, not all the time, but sometimes. You're going to get my insights and thoughts about things. So for example, I sent a 7-minute voice note in here yesterday just talking about how I plan on buying throughout the bull market. You can pause and read this, just kind of talking about the pullback we're seeing right now, just stuff like this, right? On top of that, you're going to get daily technical analysis, you're going to get daily fundamental analysis, and you're going to get access to the 5 beginners courses. There's 1 release now, there's 4 coming in December, and they're going to cover technical analysis, fundamental analysis, leverage trading, meme coin investing, and altcoin investing. All will be available for you for just $5 a month. So if you're a beginner and you really want to start elevating, that is the place for you to go. Super affordable, but I'm trying to pack this bad boy with as much info as possible. Now, if you are a little more advanced, for $17 a month, we did just launch the premium membership. So in addition to everything that you saw just now, you're also going to get weekly premium lessons from me and some of my colleagues. So for example, I have one releasing tomorrow. It's me and the guy from My Financial Friend, my friend Sam. We're going to be talking about our keys to bull market investing and how you can win during a bull market. I have weekly workshops coming out with my coaches that are hired. There's 6 coaches in the platform who are going to be doing these different workshops and classes going over the things that they have expertise in. We have pro trade signals. I have a pro trader who is in there posting some of his trades and signals and his buy and sell signals, and stop losses, take profits, all that good stuff. And there'll of course be premium Q&A sessions as well. That's going to feature me and the premium members alone answering questions, talking about stuff, maybe looking at their portfolios and whatnot. So if you're a little more advanced, that's definitely for you. Go check that out. And if you do want to kind of get your journey going, that $5 a month option is great. I think it's, again, super affordable, and it's enough to be able to pay the coaches and pay the moderators and everyone, but it's not so expensive that it's putting a paywall in front of education. I want you guys to really be able to learn and win this bull market, and that's a good place to start. So go check that out down below if you want. Don't forget, if you want to trade a little SUI yourself, you can check out that link to BTCC down below if you want a 10% bonus on first time deposits. And of course, I will continue to update you as this does play out and as we venture further and further into this channel. So turn on those notifications. I post 6 or 7 vids every single day, so stay tuned in a couple hours for the next one, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.